Lakers Nation, what is going on? So we got lots of rumors. I mean, tons of rumors involving Giannis Antetokounmpo, the superstar, potentially even the Milwaukee Bucks this summer to go to a big market like the Los Angeles Lakers. And I wanted to speak on this, whole situation with the Milwaukee Bucks and his, tenure. I think this is his last year, honestly, with the Milwaukee Bucks potentially. Who knows? But like I said, this is just speculation, and there's just a lot of noise going on, right? But I'm gonna give you guys my thoughts and my opinions on how I feel about it. Make sure you guys help your brother out by liking the video to get it to more people. That way, you guys can comment, share, subscribe, and yeah, man, we're on the road to 3K subs. Really trying to reach my next milestone, and turn on the notification bell so you guys get notified whenever I drop future Lakers content. I've been more consistent than ever. Been posting almost every single day, if not daily. But shout out to you guys. So I'm not gonna waste too much time in this, video. Let's get into this report. So it says, according to NBA Central, cities like Los Angeles, of course, we're a big market. We're always trying to chase after stars. We got the great weather. You got, the movies. You got the great food. You got Disneyland. You got the concerts. You got, the beaches, right? And the beautiful woman. But you got New York. You got Miami, and maybe Chicago could appeal to Giannis Antetokounmpo per Howard Beck. No, duh. Of course he's gonna break up, the big markets like the Los Angeles Lakers, the Knicks, and Miami, and potentially the Chicago Bulls, right? But he did quote this. He says, I poked around a little bit a few days ago, and the initial thing I got from one person was just like some rumblings that it's already just the big cities, one of the LA teams, or just one of the New York Knicks teams, or maybe the Miami Heat. Not a big market, but they have some championships. It's not like it's a small franchise, but glamour market, mid-sized market. I think they threw Chicago in there. I can't remember if Houston came up. It should. So first, it's like, where does Giannis want to go, and do they honor it? That's just a question mark. That's a tough decision because again, back to Dame Lillard, you're not obligated to honor it, right? And that's a great example because they're right. Dame Lillard requested a trade from Portland. He originally wanted to go to the wanted to go to the Miami Heat, but he got traded to the Milwaukee Bucks, right? So they don't have to trade Giannis Antetokounmpo. And are they in a rush to? No, unless he comes out and requests a trade. But if he says he wants to go to that team and this team, doesn't mean they're gonna trade him to wherever he wants. So organizations are always gonna do what's best for their team, not always the best for their player. And I agree with that, but every organization is different. For example, you got Lee GM, LeBron James from the Los Angeles Lakers. They always call him Lee GM because he always has a say. Anytime he wants something to happen, Rob Pelinka, Genie Bus, and the organization always goes to, LeBron James. It wasn't Anthony Davis. So that's why they traded Anthony Davis for Luka Doncic, and we included that first round pick in Max Christie, a young prototypical, upcoming 3-and-D player. But it's not like we traded scraps or role players. We traded a superstar player in Anthony Davis. Now I'm gonna be honest, guys. I just don't see a path for the Lakers to get Giannis Antetokounmpo. But if there was, it'd probably be involved a third team because the Lakers don't really have much, draft capital. I mean, we got that first round pick, we got that pick swap, but we don't have a first round pick this year's draft, and we have a second round pick. I'm pretty sure the New Orleans Pelicans deferred our pick for this year because it let us keep our pick, and that's why we draft all to connect in the first round last year, 17th overall. But the Los Angeles Lakers, they're gonna get outbidded, and I think it'll be a bidding war, especially teams going after Giannis Antetokounmpo, and teams can outbid the Los Angeles Lakers because I know we got Luka Doncic at the end of the day, but that wasn't leak. And if it was leak, you see almost every single team in the NBA try to go after Luka Doncic, but there were just no, noise, and that's why it was just quiet and it was just hidden behind the scenes. So nobody knew about the Luka Doncic trade going down because, like I said, if it was leak, I don't think the Lakers would have no chance of getting Luka Doncic. And the main reason why the trade went down is because Nico Harrison really wanted Anthony Davis. I mean, there was literally reports coming out, but I digress. And aren't the Milwaukee Bucks the second April team? So how's it even possible? They don't even have a pick in this year's draft. I mean, they really don't have a future. They really don't have that much young players. I think they need to retool, get some, young prospects and a future because Giannis Antetokounmpo is 30. He's aging. I mean, he's not super old. He's not super young, but he's still in his prime. And he's been dealt with injuries. Helped to win a championship in 2021. and that's the only championship he caught them, right? For like the first time, like what, 50 plus years? It might have been longer than that, but the Milwaukee Bucks, they're purgatory. They just have no future. And you got Brooke Lopez, you got Gary Trent Jr., you got Torian Prince. Those guys are going to be free agents. So you got like three or four guys that could potentially walk, and they might not even bring him back. I mean, the Milwaukee Bucks were a first round exit once again this year, this time to the Indiana Pacers in 5 games. Last year was against the same Indiana Pacers team. So you guys let me know in the comment section. How do you guys feel about Giannis Antetokounmpo, current situation? But like I said, if there was a path to get Giannis Antetokounmpo on the Los Angeles Lakers, then you go do it. But even then, the Lakers are probably getting their team. You're probably trading at least 3 to 4 guys. Rui Hachimura, Austin Reeves, Dalton Connect, Jared Vanderbilt, and maybe some first round picks and pick swaps. But like I said, I think there's better offers out there. For example, even OKC can outbid the Los Angeles Lakers. There's teams like Houston, the San Antonio Spurs, or even the Brooklyn Nets. Even Giannis Antetokounmpo has been linked to the Brooklyn Nets, and that's why the Lakers have like $60 million in expiring contracts, which not a lot of teams have. And guess what? The Brooklyn Nets really value the expiring contracts. I know the Memphis Grizzlies were trying to trade for Dorian Finney-Smith, and they included a protected first round pick, but that's why they took the Lakers deal, because the expiring contracts, and the Lakers gave up like 2 or 3 seconds for Dorian Finney-Smith. But I digress. Now we got some more, rumors coming from Evan Siddery. So he says on his Twitter page, Giannis Antetokounmpo is now open to the possibility of leaving the Bucks per Shams Charania of ESPN. And then he says if Giannis asks out, expect a historic haul of asses from Milwaukee Bucks. So I already spoke on that. I mean, they're probably gonna want at least 5 first round picks. So it's gonna be a crazy haul. They're gonna want some young players and some value. And also, Shams Charania just reported this. So he's just so good. Two-time NBA MVP Giannis Antetokounmpo has not made any firm decisions, but for the first time in his career, he's been open-minded about it. I mean, he said some stuff, but he did sign a contract extension, I believe, with the Milwaukee Bucks in the past. And whether it's the best fit is remaining in Milwaukee or playing elsewhere, league sources told ESPN. But even if the Lakers are trying to get Giannis, you're probably gonna have to include, Luka Doncic, because you don't have Anthony Davis. You really don't have anybody else other than Austin Reeves and Rui Hachimura. Those are like the two main guys that have the most value, but those are role guys. You're not gonna trade a 26-year-old for a 30-year-old. Giannis, you got Luka Doncic for like the next 10 plus years. He's our future, franchise player, right? Even then, like let's say Milwaukee Bucks were like, you know what, we want LeBron James, but even then, you're talking about LeBron who just ended his 22nd season. He's 40. You're gonna really rely on a 41-year-old to carry your team to a championship. So I just don't see that happening. When would the Lakers even trade LeBron James? He's never been traded in his career, and he's probably going to walk in free agency. I know he has a player option. He has a no trade clause in his contract, and I've been hearing reports coming out that he's not expected to take a pay cut. But I think it's best for him to take a pay cut, and it's best for the Lakers to keep LeBron James. You got to try to say, because free agency is going to be a lot better in the 2026 offseason than this year. There's not a lot of great free agents. I know the top free agents are Miles Turner. You got guys like Steve Adams. You got Clint Capella. You got Brooke Lopez. But other than that, it just gets worse, right? But the Lakers need a bench, because you're gonna have a bunch of fat minimum guys, and if you go after Giannis, you have a big three of LeBron, Luka, and Giannis. Then you're not gonna have a bench. But even then, would LeBron James want to go to a small market like the Milwaukee Bucks, and he's gonna want to play with Giannis Antetokounmpo. So that actually be insane. But like I said, I really appreciate you guys for supporting my channel. Like the video, give a comment, leave a review, and subscribe. I'm gonna keep repeating myself. Subscribe. I'm really trying to reach this 3K subs. And shout out to you guys. And turn on notification bell so you guys get notified whenever I drop future Lakers content. I do have my socials. I'll probably pin it or put it in my bio. I'm pretty sure I already have it in my bio, or I'll put it in the description. But yeah, man, I'm out of here. And if I continue to get more updates, I'll let you know in the comment section, stuff like that. But cheers, peace.